I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Oh, just want to tell you, yeah, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love you, yeah, yeah. I worship and adore you. Oh, just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. Yeah. I was introduced to music through my father, actually, pastor and a gospel singer in his own right before he passed away a couple years ago. James R. Josie, I always give a plug out for my dad. But my dad and my mom introduced me to gospel music. Growing up in church, we didn't have a choice. That's when church was real church, when you didn't have a choice but to go. And, you know, we sang some of the same songs, but we didn't have musicians. So we had to sing those same songs a cappella. That's how we learned perfect pitch and harmony. But my dad is actually most of my inspiration in gospel music. LaMont Project, once again, is called church therapy. And why is it called church therapy? It's because I think everybody in church has a story. Everybody in church has some issues and things that they have struggled with and faced. But this talks about the actual struggles. Some songs aren't feel-good songs in the beginning, but they give solutions and answers to the problems at the end. But they talk about the real things that are happening in church, the lying, the cheating, the fighting, the jockeying for position, all those type of things. It really talks about, and really it opens up, as they say, a can of worms. And like I said, a lot of the older people, actually, I felt that weren't going to accept it or embrace it. But what I'm seeing is a lot of older people actually like what I'm talking about because they've been through it, and the fact that I'm not just talking about the issues, but I'm giving solutions to the problems. Who inspired LaMont, Jay? I would have to first and foremost say Marvin Winans. I'm a big Marvin Winans fan. I used to take his videotapes and when they were VHSs. And I used to take the videotapes and I used to mimic the whole thing down to the prayer. So I was a big Marvin Winans fan. I knew his riffs, his tone, everything, and I used to do that as well. John P. Key, of course, that's what brought me to Charlotte, North Carolina, singing with Pastor Key. I always like to say Marvin Sapp. Those are the newer influences, but you would pretty much say Marvin Winans and John P. Key were my biggest influences in gospel music. I have a wonderful backing at my church. Pastor Frank Jacobs of the Rock Worship Center, First Lady Kim Jacobs, they push me and they make sure they keep me grounded. I have a dedicated wife that keeps me going. She keeps me going. I have lovely children, you know, that are grown now, but they keep me going as well, and they keep me pushing. And now I look at them, and my son, for example, is into music, so to see him pursuing his goal helps me to keep my dream going and things like that. And then I have a granddaughter who just had she just had a concert. She had her first concert Friday, this past week, and she sang lead in the concert. So just looking at little things like that continues to push. The future for LaMont J, you want a record deal. Everybody wants a record deal. Actually, I would like to own my own label, and I'd like to own my own production. As I produce this particular project with almost nothing, with mediocre equipment. But I'd like to be able to produce, and I'd like to be able to sing as well. But I'd like to be the man, as many people don't believe, behind the scenes, but making some things happen. The future, I feel, is very bright because I have a lot of things going on. It's not just dedicated to just singing. I am a minister as well, so I see that in my future as well. So I see maybe not pastoring, but I see ministering the gospel through the word as well. Well, you can find the project on CD Baby. You can find it on iTunes and Amazon. In some cities, you can find it in some stores, but that's what we're working on. We're working on getting a distribution deal now so that we can spread this message across the nation, because I feel there's some things that I'm talking about in the songs that people really need to hear. And the only way that we're going to be free is if we actually hear a testimony about how to be free, and how people have overcome. I think that's the problem with the church today. The problem with the church is nobody wants to tell the story. Everybody wants to act like they've been saved all their lives, knowing that they have a story that somebody needs to hear.
Do you have the religion? Or do you have a relationship? It's more than a jump and shout on Sunday morning. Anybody